What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a quick look at the brand new Player 2 Sagat. Now this is the extremely exclusive version that released for Animes Pro in Hong Kong. This piece is limited to only 200 produced, so you know we had to grab one for you here to take a look on the channel and compare to the other releases. Now this is the second Player 2 colorway we've gotten so far from Sagat, so we definitely want to take a close look and see what's different compared to the other releases. Let's go ahead and break into this box here and we'll take a closer look. Now he comes with all of the same accessories as the other Player 2 version, the White Trunks Sagat, so nothing new there. The main thing that's new is going to be his colorway. Now his skin is a more pale look than the other two Sagats, and it looks good. It is definitely a different color skin than the other variations, as you can see here. Has really nice shading as well, not as deep and dark of shading as the White Trunks, but definitely really well done here. Helps this figure sculpt pop. Now his trunks are the red and green variety, with the red being a slightly orangish red and that green being a nice deep green, as you can see here. Now it's kind of hard to tell on video, but there is a slight orange tint to these shorts. There's like in some of the highlights you can see a little bit of orange that's kind of hard to pick up here on the video, but overall the figure's looking super good. Now his secondary head sculpt is the sort of evil gritting teeth grin that you see here. Again, the same one that came with the White Trunks Player 2, but it is in that brand new pale skin color, and this looks great as the other versions do as well. Now he does also come with a second pair of hands, same hands that came with the other releases. These are the sort of open claw hands that look really great, and you can see here the wraps do have a blue wash on them, a nice blue wash. I would say better than the White Shorts version. It seemed like this is probably what they were going for, as it's done a little cleaner. Now he does come with his Tiger Shot effect piece. This is a really cool 3-part effect piece that goes onto his hands, as well as the projectile piece for the Tiger Shot. Again, we saw this with the Player 2 White Trunks, and this is just an awesome effect piece. So if you only have the Player 1, the original release with the flame kick effect, you definitely want to look into getting one of these Player 2 versions for this effect piece alone. Now his articulation rundown is obviously going to be the same as the other releases. If you haven't seen my earlier videos, check out my Player 1 Sagat video where we do an in-depth breakdown of the articulation for this figure, but I was just testing it here to see if there's any differences, and I will say the shoulders on my copy of this Sagat were super stiff, especially the right shoulder, almost close to being locked up. Definitely going to need to oil those, so just be careful when you're playing with these figures, as there are some different tolerances in the joints. Everything else moved very well, and I'm just kind of testing everything here. You can see still on the hinge peg that gives it that limited range in the ab crunch, but it still moves nicely. So again, if you haven't seen the articulation breakdown, check out my Player 1 version review. But here we're just taking a closer look, and I really like the wraps. As I was saying earlier, they are sort of what I think the Player 2 White Trunks was supposed to be. The wash on the White Trunks Sagat was kind of messy, had like blue here and there in splotches, but this is a nice blue wash across the entire wraps, which give it a really good textured feel and look. I'm really liking that. But overall, everything's looking good outside of these stiff shoulders that you can hear here as I'm trying to mess with this. But yeah, everything else is looking really good. So let's go ahead now and take a few minutes to look at some comparisons to the other Sagat releases from Storm Arena. So let's go ahead and bring out the Player 2 White Trunks Sagat, as you can see here, as well as the standard Player 1 blue and yellow trunk release. And you can see there is a good variation in the skin tones for these figures. Now you can easily tell that the brand new red and green trunks is a lighter skin tone, while the White Trunks is much darker, and the Player 1 is definitely more tan. I would say on video, the Player 2 looks very tan, but I think that's mostly in its shading. Now here I'm going to swap some heads just to give an idea again of the variation in the skin tones, as the Player 1 original release and the White Trunk Sagat is fairly close enough where you can swap the heads. But as you can see here, very different shades in these two skin colors, so you really can't swap the heads between these figures. But still, you know, I don't know if you would need to if you have the other Player 2 White Trunk Sagat, but just showing you here, if you have the Player 1 version and you have this version, these heads aren't really that compatible. But overall, the red and green trunks Anime's Pro exclusive Sagat is looking good. It's nice to see that they are giving us some more variation in those skin tones, as that's something that we wanted from some of these Player 2s, especially because the in-game sprites definitely have variations in those skin tones. Now, this is a cool release from Storm Arena, but the White Trunk Sagat is still my favorite, as I prefer the more tan look for Sagat. But if you're looking to pick this guy up, he is super limited, and you're going to expect to pay $200 plus on the aftermarket. So if you don't have a Player 2 Sagat yet, I say hold out, as more colorways will be coming where you can get it for a much more affordable price. But thanks guys for spending some time with me here today, and I'll see you in the next one.